Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. As everybody will now know, I've broken my wrist and made a video the other day to show you what the NHS have done for me in the respect of the start of the treatment for the broken wrist. And in my case, they haven't put me in a plaster cast. They've made me up two very, very special splints, and these are custom made for my injury. Here's one of the splints, and this is one they've made for me so I can drive, so my hand's free. They've also made me another splint, which I'll show you now. I'll just take that one off. There's the other one. And this is the one I should be wearing predominantly all of the time. And again, this is custom made to support the wrist in its broken state. So as you can see with that one, it disables my fingers, and it also means I can't move the wrist. So it's doing the job of a plaster cast. But it also makes life easier because I can take it off to go and have a shower, rather than not washing that arm. But that video's not about that. I'm going to leave that one on, because it's not until you have a disability like this, either temporary or a permanent disability, where you've got no motion in a joint. Well, I've got a fused wrist, which I've lived with for a number of years now, so I've adapted to having the fused wrist. And you wouldn't think having a fused wrist and having all the plates in the wrist, you could actually break any bones, but you can. But it's at this point in your life when you realise you've bought yourself a car with all these fancy features on it. And at the point of buying the car, they're convenient features on the car that make living with the car a little bit easier. But when you're put into this position, then you realise that some of these features are absolutely amazing. And I'm going to start from the outside of the car to show you the features that I'm now really appreciating in the car. So let me grab Mr. Camera and show you. So I'm going to grip the camera in my bad hand and let's get out the car and show you the first feature that is really, really something that I've never really appreciated with this car. And it's really simple. This car's fitted with one-touch entry, where normally I'd have to go delving into my pocket to get the key fob out. And it's not something I can do with the splint on, because I keep my keys in my right hand pocket. I can't get my hand in my pocket to get to my keys. I would have to put my left hand in, but this car's got a feature on it which means I don't even have to get the keys out of my pocket. Just walk up to it, touch the car and open it and get in. That is a feature that's very convenient, but it also makes life easier when you've got a disability to get in and out of the car. So that's feature number one that I'm now really appreciating. Feature number 2 is how you start the car. Push button start makes things so much easier. If you've got a car with a key, can you now imagine me trying to put a key into this position here to start the car? I can't grip the keys in that hand. I can't even get my hand into where the keys would be. And I would have to do it with my left hand, which would be very, very awkward. The only way I'd do that if I had a key car would be to open the door and put the keys in from this position to start it. But all I can do is put the key in. I've still got to be able to then start the car, which would be awkward because I've then got to get my hand into there to start the car. But I've got push button start. So I've got one free hand that works. So I can put my foot on the brake, push the button. That's the car started. That's the second very, very convenient feature when you've got a disability. The next feature that I'm now appreciating is auto headlights. I don't have to, whilst I'm driving, I can keep this hand on the wheel, and when the car senses the lights need to be on, it puts them on. So that's feature number 3 I'm now appreciating. Feature number 4 is the automatic high beam. Automatic high beam is activated with that button there. And again, it works off the sensors in the car. You're driving down the road, there's nothing coming towards you, high beam comes on. It senses a car coming the other way, high beam goes off. It saves me again taking my grip away from the steering wheel to move the stalk. Another very, very nice feature. The next feature is, because I'm right-handed and it's the right wrist I've broken, if I'm wearing this splint, yes, I can grip the steering wheel with my thumb, but how do I get my hand into there to operate the windscreen wipers? Washers aren't a problem, I can just pull it back, but the wiper blades, I can just set them on auto. The car senses the rain on the windscreen, the wipers go off. Another feature I've never appreciated on the car. These are all little things really that they're just part of the car, but you don't appreciate the fact that the car's fitted with all these little safety aids, and they do make driving a lot easier because the car does a lot for you, does an awful lot. The fact that we've also got all the buttons on the steering wheel, again, when you've not got a disability, they're just features you use every day of the week. Imagine now I've got my big splint on and I'm driving with one hand. I want to turn the radio down. If it wasn't for the buttons on the steering wheel, I'd have to take my hand off the steering wheel to turn the knob. These are silly features, but they're features that make a lot of difference and make life easy. And the last one, which is a feature that is fitted to this car, is the automatic handbrake. Yes, we do have a handbrake button, but it's set up in such a way, the moment I put the car in park, it automatically applies the handbrake. Another amazing feature that you don't appreciate till you've got a disability. The hold feature. You're driving the car, you come up to a stop at a set of traffic lights or a road junction, you've got the hold feature activated, but it doesn't work unless you've got your seatbelt on. So the hold feature now, car's in drive, I'm not moving, I've got my foot on the brake, I will now take my foot off the brake, the car's still in drive, and the car will now hold. It's another thing I don't have to do in the car. Foot on the brake, car moves. These are features I've never appreciated in the car until I end up in this position. They make life easy. They make life really, really easy. It's something, if you do have a problem with mobility, particularly hands, that you need to be thinking about when you initially buy the car. Keyless entry, push button start, auto handbrake, hold feature, auto lights, auto high beam, auto wipers, and the convenience of a lot of the buttons on the steering wheel. Like now, if Margaret rang me and the phone was going, I'd have to answer the phone on the touch screen. I don't need to. Again, I've got a button on the steering wheel. I can just answer the phone. They're all features. Every one of them features is a feature I use in the car, and I've used in the car even before I broke the wrist. And they were just convenient. But now, they've made my life easy, and they've made my life safer. Not just safer for me, but safer for other people whilst I'm driving. I don't drive in this because it's, again, I'm thinking safety. I can't grip the steering wheel, which is why I asked them to make me a Splint I could drive in. To be honest, the NHS have been very, very good with me. They've done everything I've asked them to do. They're treating my wrist so we can fix it. They've made me the appropriate splints to protect it, and they've made that one there so I can actually carry on with life rather than being out of action for months and months and months. So I'm very appreciative of what my surgeon's been doing to help me, what hand therapy have been doing to help me. When you talk to them and tell them what you need to do, and if you've got the option, which I have the option, not to go into a cast, and they can make these custom splints for you, go for the custom splints, because life is easier. That was all I wanted to talk about in this video today. The features fitted to the car that I did not appreciate, that I now appreciate more than you could imagine. They're just things you find on lots of modern cars, and they're things worth thinking about if anything ever happens, so you can carry on with life. That was it really. That's all I needed to talk to you about. I didn't buy the car with the intentions of going out to break my wrist. I bought the car because I like the car, and it happened to come with all the features I wanted when I bought the car. I wanted push button start, I wanted keyless entry, I wanted auto lights, I wanted auto wiper blades because they're convenient, but now they're a little bit more than convenient. These are now features that make life easier. That's all I wanted to say. They make my life easy. Right, this is a 15-minute video just talking about a few features on the car that have made things easy for me. So I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching, and if you've got members of your family that are looking for a car, that have issues, have mobility issues, consider these features when you're buying your next car, because believe me, they make your life easier. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. It's a 16-minute long video for not a lot of information, but it's quite important information. Thank you very much.